First, BBC One's own surprise package, Jasper Carrott.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm going to have to call a stop to the firework display there. Say hello to some of the... Well, there was only one left anyway. I saved the best till the end. And it's a new one from Standard Fireworks called the Cecil Parkinson. It's one hell of a banger. Hello. We wondered here whether in this commercial age, if some firework manufacturer had made a cruise rocket, you know, and jumped on the bandwagon, but apparently not. Although you can imagine the instructions on it, can't you? You know, like, place in a neighbour's garden, light at arm's length on a moving vehicle, and stand well back, about 3,000 miles well back. There's been a lot of comment in the press this week about, you know, the cruise missiles, Greenham Common business. And there are some strange anomalies that I've thought about. I mean, for instance, the government are allowing 96 missiles to be sighted next to the village to make it the most dangerous place in Britain to live. And the Greenham Common residents accuse the peace women of bringing the house prices down. Oh, don't get it. And here's something else you may not realise. When cruise does arrive, Greenham will not be the most dangerous place in Britain. When cruise arrives, the most dangerous place to live in Britain will be Newport Pagnell. Why? Well, I'll tell you. It's like this, you see. The basis of cruise is that when a nuclear attack is imminent, they load the missiles onto those massive great trucks and disperse them to key points around the country. Now, 72 of them have got to travel north, up the M1, where they have to negotiate the roadworks between junctions 12 and 14. Newport Pagnell. Now, it takes a motorcyclist 48 hours to get through that. So at the start of hostilities, the Russians give it a few hours, you know, for the trucks to get there, bomb Newport Pagnell and wipe out 75% of crews. And if they get lucky and hit the motorway service cafe, the fallout will be horrendous. I don't know whether you ever get weird images flash in your mind, but I was reading about this dual key business, you know, needed to start cruise, and they've knocked that on the head now, and it's down to a single key, and I just imagine it to be like one of those keys you get on a sardine can. It's just welded onto the side of the rocket. And in an emergency, they have to start rolling it back, you know, and they roll it the wrong way, you know, like you do with a sardine can, so you've got to try and start rolling it back, you know, and then you get a knife and you start circling about inside, trying to hook the switch out so you can start the damn thing. And when you think about it, our main hope for survival lies in everybody chickening out, in everybody becoming a coward. I admire cowards. I love them. Well, I am one. I am an abject coward. In fact, I'm amazed about the courage to admit it, to be honest. I wish everyone was a coward. What a peaceful world it would be. It's the brave people that cause all the trouble, isn't it? They're the ones that get out the trenches first. Eh? Us cowards are quite content to stay there, aren't they? Come on, let's go and get them. Yeah, OK, I'll just hang on to you. It's all the brave people standing up for us cowards. Hey, you leave my bunch of cowards alone. No, you leave my bunch of cowards alone. And both bunches of cowards go, no, it's OK. No, it's no use. Off they go, running into bayonets, throwing themselves on grenades. Now, the Italians get a lot of unjustified stick about this sort of thing, you know? Like, people are always making jokes about the Italians, like the one about the Italian tank. It's got, like, 11 reverse gears and 1 forward, in case they get attacked from behind. And it's very unfair. Because The most cowardly country in the world is Switzerland. The Swiss are wonderful cowards. I'm sure I've got some Swiss blood in me, you know. I mean, they've got this war nonsense really sussed. They haven't had a war in 500 years. Right? Any sign of a war, and the Swiss immediately get those lorries with the big red crosses on it and hide in them. They let everybody fight and then troll along behind, picking up the survivors, don't they? The Swiss also have the ultimate deterrent. Anyone declares war on Switzerland and they just say, hold it, attack us, and we'll burn your money. Oh, give me the Swiss any day. The most violent weapon the Swiss have ever made is the cuckoo clock. It sums up the Swiss somehow, doesn't it? I mean, like, a little bird comes out every hour, on the hour, right, says, cuckoo, and sods off back inside. It's not always easy to be a coward, you know. I mean, you can't go to the cinema because they turn the lights out. And you're scared of everyone, even pacifists. I'm petrified of pacifists. I mean, I know pacifists aren't violent, but they don't half shout a lot. It frightens me. And it affects everyone around you. I've got a Labrador dog who's a coward. Hey? I throw him a stick and he won't go and get it on his own. They say the meek shall inherit the earth. They can have it. I don't want any aggro from the meek. I don't want the meek coming round nutting me because I'm... Also, it's when you meet other cowards that you get problems, you know? Like, you know, I'm sitting at the traffic lights now waiting for the green light, and in the next lane is another coward, right? And when the lights change, that's when the trouble starts, because it's always, oh, after you. No, after you. You go, no, really, no, you go first. No, you go. And the bloke behind goes, beep, 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 beep. 14 G-force on your face. I'm the bloke who stopped in the middle of the M6, causing a 5-mile tailback, because I'm letting all the cars in from the slip road, you know? Actually, we hear a lot of people watch our show in the pub. And if that's the case, here's a very special message for all you people in the pub. Out on the town and you've had too much to drink? Why not drop in at the Master Hall Indian Restaurant? We prepare the finest traditional Indian dishes for the diner who's blitzed out of his brain. Talk loudly without realizing it. Shout and swear a lot in the authentic atmosphere of the Orient. Savor the delights of our delicious tandoori cuisine. Or better still, fall asleep in it. So if you're tipsy, sozzled, or just plain rat-arsed, stagger in to the Master Hall Indian Restaurant, within throwing up distance of a local near you.
October, November, Grenada.
Here are one or two news items you may have missed during the week. Sir Geoffrey Howe, after Grenada, has decided to create a new mobile fighting unit to be sent to trouble spots round the world. Will be made up of Tottenham Hotspur supporters. The BBC have decided to repeat David Attenborough's TV series Life on Earth, while it is still relevant. It was announced in South Africa this week that blacks will be allowed to play a part in elections. The whites vote and the blacks empty the ballot boxes. And finally, Boy George has admitted he's bisexual. I was almost as surprised when I heard Terry Wogan was Irish. And now over to Cambridge University, where everybody's saying, have you got a friend in Jesus? Prince Edward has.
Come in.
Good morning, Your Royal Highness.
Ah, Detective Inspector Dobson, hi.
Bit of an evening last night, sir.
Oh, the Freshers' Disco. Yes, I think I'm going to enjoy it here at Cambridge.
Glad to hear it, sir.
By the way, Dobson, thanks for asking all those fillies to dance with me.
Not at all, sir. I am your personal bodyguard, and they had to be vetted.
Thanks for drinking all that beer.
All in the line of duty, sir.
Dobson, did I enjoy it?
Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Oh, doing an essay, I see.
Yes, I thought I'd started as you needed a lie-in.
Thank you very much, sir. There's no F in dolichocephalic.
Oh.
Here, let me finish it.
Oh, cheers, Dobson. Dobson, last night, did I, you know...
I did offer one girl a nice, quiet cup of coffee, just the three of us like, but she wouldn't wear it.
Oh.
So I debagged the choral scholar.
Oh, Dobson, that must have been Pisa.
Oh, you had a fair old time, sir, a fair
I
old
bet.
time. Oh, by the way, sir, before turning in last night, I took the liberty of climbing the chapel choir, the chapel clock out there, and attached a pair of your wife fronts to the minute hand.
Oh, wow, Dobson.
Rather daring of you, I thought, sir.
Terrific, Dobson. Dobson, haven't I got a lecture to go to?
Oh, sorry, sir. Right away, sir.
You know, you seem to be enjoying this college lark as much as me.
I try, sir. I try.
Dobson,
Yes, sir?
why did you never go to university?
Unfortunately, I got the same A-level grades as you.
Hi, I'm Diana, the Greenham goddess, and I'm here to tell all you Greenham women what you can do to prolong a healthy, active life. Well, how to prolong any sort of life, actually. Now, the most beneficial exercise to start with is simply lying down, all right? But remember, this is only truly effective if there is a US Marine truck trying to get past. Now, it's time for weightlifting. So, go to the perimeter fence, find a space, and lift those wire cutters. And lift and cut and lift and cut. Good. And pull that fence apart. Good. Feel the tension. Yes. Keep those shoulders down. That's lovely. So you're through, and it's time to practice ducking and swerving, okay? So bend the legs and duck and swerve and duck and swerve. Avoid those bullets. All right. Good. Duck and swerve. Good. Well done. Okay, well now it's time for those routine dragging exercises. So, arms behind the back. Good, this should really hurt. Yes, dig those feet in. Well done. Well, that's it. But you must remember the difference between California stretch and air-based stretch is that we do our stretch behind bars. Bye.
Chicken Pate brings you the news from around the world. Airline companies announce the end of cheap transatlantic standby fare. Here, two passengers argue over the last remaining economy seat. Argentina and a new, more liberal government sweeps into power. Here we see these wishy-washy do-gooders parading at the inauguration ceremony. Meantime, Japan hosts the finals of the World Methane-Producing Championship. I certainly wouldn't want to be trapped in a lift with one of these chicks. Motoring, and a 3-month-old Japanese car undergoes its 500-mile service. There, good as new. Sport and the Football Association introduce a new method to combat violence on the pitch. A referee for every man. Show business and an embarrassing moment for Britt Ekland, as 10 of her former lovers meet for the first time. Greenham Common and American GIs show their contempt for the peace demonstrators by indulging in atom bomb juggling. Finally, the House of Commons. And here we see MPs watching a special screening of Video Nesting. Tory MP Graham White is so shocked, wax explodes out of his ears. But the film they find most shocking is this one. The Blue movie version of The Invisible Man. And that's the news from around the world with Chicken Pate News.
Sir, on behalf of His Majesty King George III and the British people, I return this document which recognizes the independence of the 13 American colonies and absolves them from taxation and conscription to His Majesty's government.
On behalf of the free American people, I thank you, sir.
Moreover, I now propose we open the trade routes between the two nations. We give to you our exports of tea, salt, coal, and machinery and technology to help you develop your beautiful land.
On our part, sir, when we are in a position to repay this kind generosity, we propose to send to you in Britain the following: tobacco, lung cancer, herpes, nuclear waste, and the Dukes of Hazzard.
Your generosity overwhelms me, sir.
Wait, sir, there is more. We further propose to send to you in Britain the following: organized crime, AIDS, Marvin Hamlish, the whoopee cushion, fake doggy doos, McDonald's, the kits from Fame, Dealey boppers, and cruise missiles.
Thank you.
You're welcome. America the Beautiful, sir. And we intend to keep it that way by sending all of our crap to you.
Dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly 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 dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly 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 dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly 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 wow wow wow. Do up a do up a do up do. Did a run run run, did a run run. I made my money and my heart stood still. Did a run run run, did a run run. Somebody told me that the name was Bill. Did a run run run, did a run run. Yeah, my heart stood still. Yeah, and his name was Bill. And when he walked me home, did a run run run, did a run run. Pick me up at 7 and it looks so fine. Do-do run, 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 do-do run, run. Someday soon I'm gonna make you mine. Do-do run, 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 do-do run, run. Yeah, he looks so fine. Yeah, I'm gonna make you mine. And when he walk me home, do-do run, 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 do-do run, run. Do-do run, 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 do-do run, run. Do run, 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 do run, run. Yeah. 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 Do run, 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 do run, run. run, did run, run. I'm gonna love him, oh my. Did run, run, did run, run. Yeah, he caught my eye. Yeah, oh my. And when he walked me home, did run, run, did run, run, did run, run, did run, run.
Thank you. They're the flatlets, okay? Sorry, lads, they're all let. None of them vacant. Yeah, okay. I thought that up last night. I do a lot of thinking in bed, you know. It's another sign of getting old, I suppose. The thing is, you obviously know, yeah. I suffer from insomnia. I am an insomniac, and Lord only knows what causes it. I lie awake for hours wondering about that. Insomnia is a solo affliction. Insomnia only ever affects one person at the one time. Insomnia never affects two people in the same bed at the same time. Or three people, it depends on your lifestyle. But it's a fact, if you are bright-eyed and wide awake at 3 a.m, it's guaranteed your partner is rock solid out. And what's more annoying when you can't get to sleep than your partner zedding away? I mean, you try and wake them, don't you? What do you say? What's that? What are you saying? What? What's that? When people talk in their sleep, you're fascinated, aren't you? What do you mean? Malcolm. Malcolm? Who's Malcolm? Are you having an affair? The bread's in the middle of the road. People talk in their sleep. It's absolute garbage, isn't it? Are you having an affair with Malcolm? The bicycle's shining on my legs. Forget it. Nothing wakes them, does it? Nothing wakes them. Until they hear a mouse in the garden move a pebble. What's that? What's that? It's burglars, what's that? Hey, what's what? What's what? The decision every insomnia has to make every night is whether to give in and go downstairs and watch Bilko on the video, or stay in bed and try and conquer the wretched curse. Now, the thing is, I mean, you know, you're just lying there, and then you then have a problem of what to do with your hands. They're such awkward things in bed, aren't they? And they're so active in the day, it's almost impossible to try and keep them still at night. Anyway, to save my eyesight... What I've done is, like, I've had two moles... two holes made in the mattress. We all make mistakes. The Dalek said, climbing off the dustbin. Two holes. Oh, bloody, I'm going home now. Two holes made in the mattress so I can stick my arms through. You know? It works, actually, it works. And the only trouble is, like, if you turn over suddenly in the night, you know, you're on the floor and the bloody bed's on you. And your mum comes in the morning going, "What the hell are you doing with that bed?" A friend of mine tried, well, he couldn't do it, to be honest. He couldn't do it because he had a water bed. And, yeah, he's also got an electric blanket, and he left it on one night and he woke up in the morning poached. Insomniacs do a lot of inconsequential thinking, you know. And I was thinking, what would it be like to suffer from insomnia and amnesia? You know something's keeping you awake, but you can't remember what it is. I heard a bloke on television once ask the question, if a tree falls down in a forest and there's no one there to see it, does it make a sound? And I thought, isn't he a prat? I often wonder where all those potty sayings come from. Things like, you can't fool all of the people all of the time. How do they know? I mean, if someone was fooling us, all of the time, we wouldn't know about it. I mean, just suppose someone was fooling us with air. I mean, supposing air was a con. We all breathe air, but is it necessary? It could be a giant con trick. Has anyone here ever tried not breathing for 10 minutes? There you are, you see? I mean, I tried every so often, you know, but after a couple of minutes I get a sort of a red face and I'll panic and give up. But if air is a huge, elaborate con, say it's organised by one of those large conglomerates, like, say, Unilever, just supposing the byproduct of making instant custard powder is air. Enormous, great quantities of it. Getting rid of it would be a problem. I mean, they could pay for a firm to come and take it away, but it would cost a fortune. So what they do is they let the air escape into the atmosphere and then start an advertising campaign to get people to suck it into their bodies for free. Brilliant! They say things like, breathe air and you'll feel fitter and live longer. And we do. Isn't it amazing what you think about in bed? You think about real odd things. You think about a lot of trivia, like, if you unscrew your navel, would your bum fall off? If Thai food didn't put the tea in Britain, we'd be living in Brian. And if Rachel Hey-Ho Flint married Long John Silver, she'd be called Rachel Hey-Ho Silver! Tickle me, that one. And here's one to think about. Do blind people go on death dates? And if they do, how do they know the other person's turned up?
Romance. Tenderness.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Love.
But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
And it's raining.
Togetherness.
Raining in my heart.
Today I saw you walking in the rain.
Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Rapture.
I've seen fire.
Now you can live life's sweetest moments by sending off for an umbrella. As mentioned in numerous love songs. Just send us a cheque for £4.99.
The hard fact is, Doctor, that we just don't have enough kidney machines to be able to save all these patients. I know it's an unpleasant task, but we'll just have to decide who we're going to turn away.
Well, to be quite frank, I see no value in us treating Mr. Greenslade.
You don't think he'd respond to dialysis?
Well, yes, but if you want my considered medical opinion...
Yes?
He's a little shit.
Really?
Yes, he gets right up my nose.
Oh. Well, that's him out then.
Yeah.
Can't have that sort of man on treatment, can we?
No way.
Now, what about Miss Rowe?
I don't think much of her.
Nasty piece of work?
Yes, and
So boring.
Boring too. Right. Mrs. Hames.
No.
Not nice?
Yes, but not worth saving.
Oh, this is awful. Not worth saving. Do you realise you're talking about a human being?
With no dress sense.
Oh, well then. Right, Mr. Skinner.
Oh, dreadful accent.
Mrs. Davy.
Can't sing.
Mrs. Hodge.
Drives a Fiat.
Mr. Holroyd.
Oh, yes, Mr. Holroyd. He's a bit tall, isn't he?
Fine. Wonderful. Right. Well, that sorted out the wheat from the chaff.
Yes, well, I realise it's essential, but it really is a very unfair system.
You're right. Perhaps we'd better be going back to the old system.
I think so. Which are the private patients?
Well, Mr. Skinner.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? Thank you. Thank you. Before I award this year's prizes, I would just like to say how impressed we, the judges, were with all of the entrants for the Windscale Vegetable Show. Well done, all of you. Now to business. First, an honourable mention goes to Mr. Clark for this rather impressive example of a young garden pea. As we all know, Mr. Clark cannot be with us today. He had the frightful bad luck on the eve of the competition to be crushed by a sprout. Get well soon, Mr. Clark. Of course, our competition isn't really about sheer size, although we were terribly impressed with Mr. Taylor's magnificently huge marrow, inside which we're now all standing. But after much careful consideration, we, the judges, felt that the prize for the best vegetable in Windscale should go to this. It was beautifully tended by Mrs. Cartwright, thank you, and particularly impressive when one remembers that this is, of course, Mr. Cartwright. Jolly well done, both of you.
I can see it in your eyes, you want to know the question, which way does this person tend to go? I'm a man without convictions in terms of sex. There's no restriction. I've got both bits down where I sit, and it all fits. It's quite a kit. Chroma, 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 chromosomes might come and go. They change and so. I'm a conundrum. I'm not like Dad. I'm not like Mom.
Evening. It's good to be back. As you probably know, televised football on both channels has been plagued all season by industrial disputes. And although we're not allowed to show the actual game itself, we've come up with a rather ingenious scheme to present the highlights. So without more ado, it's over to Old Trafford for the game between Manchester United and Aston Villa.
Thank you, Jimmy. And as you can see, both teams unchanged from Wednesday's European ties, except that Ray Wilkins comes back into the United midfield. And so it's Manchester United playing towards the Stretford end to kick off. Stapleton, back to Moses, up to Graham, and Robson making a great run through the middle, and no one's picking him up. And Graham's found him. Goes past Mortimer. It's there! 1-0. And United celebrate. Let's see that now from behind the goal. Superb finish.
And that win keeps Manchester United at the top of the table. Afterwards, we spoke to Brian Robson and manager Ron Atkinson about their title chances.
We busted today, John. Little Arthur was having some superb runs down the left of the park, and that's what led to the first goal. Yeah, Brian took a knock in the second half from, who was it, Peter With. But, you know, that's the game. We'll see how it responds to treatment.
Brian, how's the knock?
Well, it's looking a bit nasty at the moment. I'm sure it'll be all right for Wednesday.
Ron, Brian, thank you very much.
That's all for this week. Until next week, goodbye.
Oh, leave us alone, will you?
Shut your mouth, Stanley. I want to clean under this table.
Hey, Eddie, they're smashing these ciggies. What are they? Foreign?
I don't know, Stanley. Deirdre gave them to us as a wedding present, like.
Hey, Eddie, do you feel hungry?
Yeah, I do a bit. Do you fancy 10 packets of biscuits?
You're a bad influence, you are, Eddie Yates. You just encourage our Stanley to lounge around all day.
Leave the lad alone, Chuck. He's having a tough time at the moment. What with the wedding and that?
Oh, what's up, Chuck?
It was me stag night like last night.
Oh.
Very depressing. The lads took me to see a blue movie, and my wife was the flaming star.
Hey, Eddie, love, have your wedding photos come back?
Yeah, we had some smashing photos too.
Yeah.
That poor Raymond did a great job, like, you know.
Yeah.
Funny thing, though, I expected him to take them outside the church, not on the wedding night.
Come in! Come in! Come in! That be Ken Barlow. Hello, Ken. Chuck, come in.
Can I have a pint of bitter, please, Mrs. Walker?
Wrong scene, Ken Chuck.
Oh. Can I have a gin and tonic? And one for yourself, Mrs. Walker.
You're in the wrong scene, Ken Chuck.
I know, I'm ad-libbing.
Have you brought the wedding presents round then, Ken?
I'll tell you something. I've brought the wedding presents round.
Let's have a look, then.
They're in the bag here on the floor. Well, they were.
Hey, here's one from the Faircloughs. All the best. Thumbs up, Len and Rita.
Here's a card from Ryan Tilsley. I bought you a lovely present, but at the moment it's in the hands of the official receivers.
And a packet of crisps, please, Mrs. Walker.
Hiya, kids. Are you all right? Did you have a nice honeymoon?
Yes, thanks, Vera.
Hey, I saw your wedding photos in Club International. I thought they were smashing, especially the one that pulls out.
Have one yourself, Mrs. Walker.
Hey, no, listen here, no. I've got some bad news, Chucks.
Oh, way.
I've seen next week's script. Producer doesn't like all this scandal. What they're gonna do is next week they're gonna kill us all off in one episode and start again.
What?
Kill us all off. Kill us all off.
How are they gonna do that? Are they gonna put a bomb in the street?
No, haven't you seen who's moving into number 5?
Who's that then?
Dennis Nielsen.
Doctor!
Jarvis and step on it!
On Thursday on BBC One, Johnny Jarvis, an account of the friendship of two boys growing up in London. It begins in their final year at school, with the awkward adjustments they must make as they face the future and make a break with the idealism of their youth.
What happened to your friend Jarvis, Lipton?
He's off school, sir.
Mm.
Here 2 weeks he's been off, sir.
Yes?
He's at home. He just sits there.
Well, it's not a question of what you fancy, is it? I mean, you're going to be out on the streets in a few months, and what you want is some qualifications, because they're not giving jobs away today. Well, hadn't you noticed, eh? Eh?
I just don't fancy it.
You've got to make something of yourself, Jarvis. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to work and make something of yourself.
Yeah.
I admire you, Jarvis.
Yeah? Why is that, then?
I don't know.
Not yet adult, but no longer a child, the first of 6 years in the life of Johnny Jarvis starts on Thursday at 9:25 on BBC One.